everybody. Welcome to my very first Shada Said It on camera interview, which I'm super excited about because I have Ashley here. So Ashley, just tell everybody who you are, what you do, where they can find you before we get into the goods.
Okay, well, my name's Ashley, as Shada already says. I am just a spiritual enthusiast, lover of humanity, doing thing. And I'm out here with my lovely Shada.
Everybody is just obsessed over their Zodiac sign. And it's a little zany going around of Zodiac. So we're going to talk Zodiac Zany today on Shada Said It. Okay, so just to get started, Ashley, how would you describe astrology to someone if they just had no idea what it was? A child, you know what I'm saying? What is astrology?
So really, I would describe astrology as, right in the name, is the study of the stars.
Okay.
Basically just tracking the stars, constellations, the planets, and their movements around these constellations, as well as the sun. With
astrology and just where the stars are and that tracking, so what is a birth chart?
Basically, it tracks the planet of the sun as well as rotations around the different planets. So the different planets are represented in these things that's called your houses. Right. And so each house is representative of an aspect of your life, whether it's your health, your financial, your well-being, your intimate relationships. And so after each house is kind of defined as these amazing things that rule over or govern our life.
Sure.
Say rule.
Yeah, that's a little hard, right?
It's a little hard.
Yeah, people hear rule. Yeah, people hear that. Right. So I guess that answers my next question, the significance of your birth time.
That was exactly when you came into this physical realm and decided, I'm up in this thing, what's up?
And now you gotta pay bills.
No, we pay bills.
I hate it here. Okay, so with all of that, what is a horoscope?
So your horoscope is basically your sun sign, which basically tells you about your personality traits that people really get from you, from who you are, how you decide to express yourself.
Okay. So what's your moon sign?
The moon sign, it represents the subconscious as well, always.
Sure.
And it basically represents who you are on the inside, your emotional self, your emotional being, how you are, how you decide to kind of understand that side of you.
Okay, so when people are like, because this is like, with all the apps and stuff, millennials are so into astrology right now. Like, we are really, like, y'all, our grandmothers are mad because we don't want to go to church no more. We just want to find out people's birth charts. But, like, people have their, like, in their bios, they'll have, like, their sun sign and then their moon sign and then they'll have, like, their rising. So what's your rising?
So your rising sign is basically the sign that the sun was on when the sun was in the horizon.
I learned that since my birthday is November 21st, that is on a cusp. So what's a cusp?
Right at the conclusion and the beginning of another sign.
So with all of that information, what benefits or pros and cons would one get from studying astrology or kind of being mindful of it when they move through the world?
So I think that astrology really gives you a way to guide your own footsteps. It kind of like lets you know, okay, if I'm associated with this kind of planet, or this is what my personality is saying in the sun kind of version of me, and in my moon version, and in my rising. So it's kind of like knowing yourself in a more holistic way.
Okay. Currently, I did my research, and Mercury is in retrograde. What does that mean? What does that mean?
So really, Mercury being in retrograde, I really want to tell y'all, it's not this huge craze. Yes, technology, unfortunately, sometimes is affected because Mercury does rule information technology and communication. So really, Mercury at any planet when it's in retrograde is going backwards. So when a planet is in retrograde and it's going backwards, that's our time to go within.
Okay, so I shouldn't be like trying to figure out what's going on with your spirit during retrograde. I should just mind my own spirit's business.
On spirit's business.
Period. And that's just what it is, you guys. So don't freak out, okay? It's fine. So now that we have gotten to like the core of what a horoscope is, what a rising is, I thought we could just kind of go through each horoscope and like talk about the characteristics of it. If we start off with Aries, which is categorized as the ram, correct? Yeah, so what's going on with the Aries?
So really the Aries symbolized by the ram, it really is like a hair kind of ruled sign. And so Aries are really known sometimes for their temperament. They're a little passionate and things.
I found a male and a female for each horoscope. So starting off with Aries, we got Chicago's own Chance the Rapper. Chance, I didn't know you was an Aries, baby.
I didn't know that's how he was coming.
I didn't know.
No, yes. I mean,
does that make sense for Chance?
in some ways it makes sense for Chance. Just being that ambition, that drive that we have, that different kind of leadership role, being in like the political spotlight in a sense, as well as what he raps about.
A female that I found for the Aries is Lady Gaga.
Lady Gaga, okay. Lady Gaga, you can see that Aries in her. You can see that fire. So she's really versatile.
Yes.
She is extremely versatile.
Yes. Okay, so after Aries, the ram, the headstrong one, we have Taurus, the bull.
The bull.
Girl,
so,
the bull.
Don't be for no bullshit. But no, so basically the bull is really Taurus, known as headstrong, very strong-willed, very grounded. They're an earth sign.
And we're going to talk about my personal favorite Taurus, Kaylani.
Okay, Kaylani. So really, Taurus energy really holds like the energy of Venus, the love, admiration.
Okay, I can see that for Lani. Yeah.
And so she's just that greater expression of love.
But I think it's so funny and just a juxtaposition of that because the male Taurus is Chris Brown, child.
That's true.
Chris Brown, what?
He a Taurus, cool. And so really you have to think about really that grounded energy. A real good way to connect with Taurus would be dancing. You know, grounding, using your feet and things to move.
Okay.
Stability.
That makes sense. Because Chris Brown be dancing. And let's talk about the twins. The twins.
Okay.
The Geminis. Like, bless y'all heart. What?
So Gemini's air sign, very airy, very creative, very in the clouds.
Okay.
Wonderful people and
nice gown.
Over here, right? And so Gemini, known as the twins. So Gemini do have their two sides. They kind of like to show off sometimes. And
I be flexing them sides, honey. I know that Geminis get a bad rep. They get a bad little just a little Jekyll and Hyde rep. But the people that I researched that are Geminis, I'm like, okay, they seem pretty grounded. Lauryn Hill.
Seem pretty cool. So really, Gemini being an air sign and just being that representation of conscious awareness. I think about connecting Lauryn Hill to
consciousness. And on the other side of that is Kendrick Lamar. So I could totally see that. That makes sense for the both of them. That conscious rap. All right. Well, now I do know a lot of the next sign, and child, they be crying. Why the Cancers be crying, Ashley? Why the Cancers, the crab, they just be crying? What y'all be crying for? Why they be crying?
So Cancers and Cancer's defense, they are a water sign as well as being ruled by the moon. And the moon is always going to be connected to your emotional self, your emotional body. And being a water sign, fluidity, you kind of keep them emotions flowing.
I found that Solange is a Cancer.
That makes perfect sense. That makes perfect sense for Solange. Because you listening to something, you get to looking in the mirror like, am I who I say?
Who am I?
For real.
Who are you?
Look within.
Yes,
okay?
she does.
You gotta go.
Love Solo.
All that moon.
Love Solo. So now, this is a person that I necessarily just don't have on my phone, but I have heard some of their music, and they are super emotional. Party Next Door. You listen to him?
I listen to him from time to time. You can't listen to him.
He be in his feelings, right?
He be right in his feelings. That's the place. The dot.
So I'm like, that makes sense. Just all the stuff that I've ever heard from him, like, he be in his feelings. Next, child. Everyone's favorites. That's a quote. The Leos. The Leos, the lions.
The Leos, the lions. Very charismatic, very understanding of what it means to be loyal, very understanding of what it means to kind of just do what you need to do ambition-wise, and get it done. So
with Leo and how we talked about leaders and they really assume a leadership role, Barack Obama.
Barack Obama is a Leo.
Barack is a Leo.
Yeah, so you think about his charisma, everyone loves Barack.
Ain't he though?
Everyone.
Ain't he though? He's so fly.
I mean,
He's so fly.
Who he is on...
He wore that tan suit. That tan suit was fly. Okay? It was fly. Y'all was hating. That tan suit was fly. But doing more research, I also learned that Whitney Houston was a Leo.
Whitney Houston.
Well,
I mean, think about Whitney in her interview. She wasn't going. She wasn't playing with these people.
Have you ever seen or heard the Wendy Williams and Whitney Houston?
She wasn't playing on that song.
Baby, Whitney told Whitney she would meet her outside and that she could catch her outside.
At any time.
At any time. She said she would pull up to that station. So I can see that. So we can just see that leadership and that charisma at its best. I'm not going to say at its worst, but I'm going to say it's a schism, right? Mm-hmm. It's totally a schism. Yeah. And so after the Leo comes the Virgin, which is the Virgo, which I've seen her represented as like the mother, you know what I'm saying? Like the nurturer. So is that correct?
That's absolutely correct. The Virgin Mother.
Yes.
Virgo is connected to just a love for humanity.
Now, this is everyone's favorite Virgo. Beyonce. Beyonce is a Virgo.
Yes, Beyonce is the Virgo.
Yes.
And think about how Beyonce has just came in for our generation and been the matriarch of entertainment.
Yes, I can see that.
You know, literally everyone loves Beyonce.
That's an amazing way to put that. That is an amazing way she is.
She really is.
But then you think about how she is kind of, like you said, the matriarch for our generation, musically and entertainment-wise. The male Virgo, Michael Jackson. Michael Jackson.
That's so crazy. I didn't know Michael Jackson.
Mike is a Virgo.
Okay, so I mean, and it makes sense thinking about Virgo's connection to humanity. When you listen to Mike's music, it's literally for humanity.
Let's move on to the Libras, the scales.
Libra is all about justice. The weighing of the scales is your heart is light as a feather. It's just the things that bring in balance, bring in totality of, am I doing what I need to do?
An amazing Libra and just crushing goals and crushing records, Serena Williams.
Like you said, crushing these goals, crushing these, keeping everything in balance.
Yes.
So knowing the things that you have to do to get them done, you have the side of action and you have your side of planning. Then you have your execution, and she comes through thoroughly with her execution in now ways.
Well, just to create like a juxtaposition, did you know that Usher was a Libra?
I didn't know Usher was a Libra. Confessions make sense.
We are really just reading people.
He came out here like, you know what, I did a lot of dirt. Let me make this.
He did. But like I said, I'm going to let all of y'all finish as we discuss the Scorpion, okay? As we talk about the Scorpio, okay? So what's going on with the Scorpio? I'm not biased or nothing. I'm just, you know.
So really, Scorpio is really interesting because it has two ruling planets. And so it's ruled by Mars and Pluto, which is really, so you know, with Pluto you get your intuition, your dreamy state. Yes. With Mars you get your action, your ambition, your drive, and passion. Now,
my favorite Scorpio, Gabrielle Union. Gabby's a Scorpio. I love her. Actually, I read her book, We're Gonna Need More Wine. That is a Shada Reddit plug, okay? Read that. And I saw myself in that book. Now, child, I will say that the Scorpio women really got it going on. If you've been paying attention to your timeline and seeing like the celebrities, Tracy Ellis Ross, Nia Long, Willow Smith, all the Scorpio women. But then we got the males. Everyone's favorite toxicity king, Future, is a Scorpio male.
Future is a Scorpio male. Okay. So
was Ike Turner. I didn't even write that down. I'm shook.
No, it gets you going. So really, with Scorpios, they have this kind of, sometimes which can be their aggressive kind of air to them. Yeah. But I really just feel like sometimes it comes with their combination of being both Pluto and Mars at the same time. Okay. And so really, when you have personalities like Future, you know, you think about how he's real. He's really, in a way, kind of came off as his own, like, kind of sex, kind of driven kind of personality. Yeah. Type thing, as well as just this, he'll be in his feelings real quick though. And we'll switch from sign to sign. So
we're going to keep it right along, moving to my cusp, which is Sagittarius, which is the Archer.
So really the Archer, when you think about a bow and an arrow, like, the bow is going to take the arrow to where it needs to be.
Right, and so it's one without the other, right? Okay.
You know, it's going to be pointless.
That's a boomerang. We ain't talking about that.
And so basically, it's always going to be taken from one point to the next point with intent and focus.
Nicki Minaj is a Sagittarius.
Which is real. So really, when you think about the Sagittarius again, bringing back that you have a goal, you have a set, and your bow and arrow is tight. You know, Nicki Minaj really came out as our generation's queen of rap in a way.
Yeah. But another one of my favorite Sagittarians is Jay-Z. I'm a really big Jay-Z fan, so I can see just the planning and the takeoff and the preparedness, the execution,
Now he's becoming all around kind of businessman.
Yes.
And I mean, that's Sagittarius.
What it is, huh? You know? Yeah. Now the Capricorns. We talked about them for a second. Tell everybody what the Capricorns or the goats got going on.
So the Capricorn and the goat is interesting as well because it's really a goat/fish. So when you see like Capricorn
in the Chronicles of Narnia,
exactly. So really, Capricorn also come with that mystery, but that mystery is coming from their deep understanding of that emotional self and being a water sign. That's how they're connected.
Okay, so a lot of my friends are Aquarius, the water bearer.
Aquarius are very trustworthy. I feel like they have a deeper understanding of kind of morals and kind of where it means to be like literally a moral kind of compass and guide.
Sure. But then we move down to our Pisces friends, the fish. What the fish got going?
So really, Pisces, the fish, the two fish that are always going to be going in a different direction. So you think about the flow of emotions, how we have a spectrum of things.
Right.
And so they really do go on that spectrum of emotional body and flowing with understanding how things kind of flow with your emotional being and will.
Well, Ashley, thank you so much for dropping gems and informing us, because I feel like a lot of people get lost in the buzzword of zodiac and astrology and stuff like that, and I just wanted to present something that just breaks it down and makes it super simple and able for people to follow and learn from. So once again, tell everybody where they can follow you, where they can find you.
You can find me on Instagram @_astrology. That's me. ASH Ash and just astrology.
Yes.
RLOGY.
Yes.
_astrology.
Ashley and I went from my very first hosted gig to my very first episode of Shada Says.
So wow.
Thank you so much.
Thank you
guys.
for
Don't forget to come back. You can always welcome here in the Scorpion Squad, okay? And don't forget to share this. Send it to your mama, send it to your grandmama, send it to Bae, and ask him for his birth chart. Okay, bye.